Hello there. Let's take a moment to review assignment number 2, the genre analysis. So first off, I want you to direct your attention to the due dates up here. Your rough draft is due on February 26th, and your final draft is due on March 5th. You need to make sure that this assignment, the final piece of it anyway, is at least 4 pages long, up to 6 pages, plus the Works Cited page. And your Works Cited page needs to be formatted in MLA format. So for this assignment, we're going to be expanding our introduction to the concept of rhetorical situation, which we've been talking about for a little while now, with an emphasis on how writers use and how readers respond to particular genres. We're going to begin by examining the concept of rhetorical genre, continue the discussion of rhetorical situation, and discuss how genres use rhetorical features effectively. An example would be, you might notice that texts on a particular topic are similar, perhaps in the ways that authors cater to an audience or in a way that authors strive or to achieve a particular purpose. An example could be if you happen to follow a certain celebrity or a chef on Instagram, you might notice that, let's say Gordon Ramsay, for instance, and by the way, I'm purely making this up, so everything I'm saying is hypothetical. So for instance, if Gordon Ramsay is posting pictures of his dishes that he makes that are new, very specifically new, and the title of his Instagram account is Chef Gordon Ramsay, then you can guess from the pictures he's posting, the wording that he's using there, that these dishes are aimed at an audience that is interested in cooking, people who are interested in becoming chefs. They're very much interested in his culinary capabilities. And specifically, since he's posting Instagram pictures of new dishes that he's creating, then you could guess maybe that the genre is new dishes in culinary sciences or culinary arts. Culinary arts. Sorry about that. Um, um, and that's his genre that he's following in. And that's how you would maybe go about analyzing how an author caters to an audience, or how they're striving to achieve a particular purpose. So in that scenario, Chef Gordon Ramsay would be trying to achieve a particular purpose of showing new dishes. Now, that's a very pinpoint specific topic there. But another way that Gordon Ramsay could be reaching his audience is, say you notice that you've subscribed to a second Instagram account, and in those, in the photos and messages that come from that account, he says nothing about new dishes. He says very little about his culinary capabilities or his culinary activities, but he talks more about his family and his friends. And he just takes pictures and posts pictures of what he does day to day that has very little to do with cooking. Then he would clearly be catering to an audience who's interested in his private life. He would clearly be striving to introduce elements of his family and private life to his audience outside of his culinary career. Alright, enough about Gordon Ramsay. Let's move on. So all of this will culminate in your genre analysis. So what you're going to be doing here is you're going to choose from one of 3 ways for approaching this assignment. You can you can examine by analyzing the changes in a genre or genres over time. So for example, you could compare the changes in one genre, and the example we have listed here is such as Coke advertisements from the 50s all the way up to the 90s. You could even go to now. And you could analyze how those genres have changed over time. So an example could be how maybe the ads are very different, and they become different depending on whether or not they're in print or they're on cell phones versus the advertisements you might see on television, and how those could be different over time. Another choice or option for this assignment is you can analyze genres associated with a particular discipline or profession. For this option, you'd be examining what genres are part of that discipline or field. So typically, there will be more than one. So you could be thinking about a field or discipline that you're interested in. I would certainly encourage you to pick something that you're interested in. Perhaps it could be a profession that you are thinking of pursuing. And in that scenario, that would be a good option. Not only would you get to write about the genre associated with the field or profession, but you get to learn a little bit about it. And it's always nice to be writing about something you're interested in. The third option for this assignment is that you propose a unique analysis or comparison of a genre to me, or rather us. You must get approval before moving forward with this option. So if you can think of some kind of unique analysis or comparison of a genre, think of a few details that go along with it, what you might be doing there, what you're interested in doing, and then you need to send an email to Professor Harold and I and ask us for approval. So regardless of how you focus on this essay or which option you choose, you have to discuss the rhetorical situation and genre conventions. If you're still having difficulty wrapping your mind around rhetorical situation, you may want to consider looking up the definitions. You could also look at some of the video lectures that we've posted that discuss these topics. But make sure you know what this means before moving forward. So for your source guidelines, you want to make sure that no matter how you choose to focus on your essay, that you incorporate at least 3 sources. You're encouraged to consider all types of genres, whether they're academic, scholarly, or otherwise. You can choose mainstream or popular, and you can also choose genres that are written for the masses, such as mainstream magazine, newspaper articles, reputable websites. Wikipedia does not count, and articles, editorials, speeches, etc. You can also choose visual and technological genres. You have kind of an open world to you right here. But you really do need to focus on choosing what you want to write about, which option you want to go with. Please ask one of us if you're unsure of whether or not a particular genre is appropriate for this assignment. We tend to be pretty flexible with choices because it's nice to see creative thinking happening. So just please make sure you communicate if you're not sure if you're picking a good genre for your assignment, or if you have any question at all about this assignment or what choice you're making. So one of the most difficult parts of completing an assignment for a college course is choosing topics when that's part of an assignment. So I would encourage you over the next couple of days, maybe set a deadline for yourself to choose a topic so that you can go ahead and begin and choose an option and a topic before you let it get away from you. So within the next 3 days, choose an option and a topic so that you can begin working on your first draft. So for your thesis and guidelines, your thesis should state and make clear any comparison you're making and must be analytical, not obvious. So by that, we mean that you shouldn't be simply stating something very obvious. You should be talking about something that you've actually had to think about and consider. Make sure that you integrate direct quotes and paraphrases from documents in order to show and support your analysis. Remember to practice effective quoting and paraphrasing. Make sure you use signal phrases, and make sure that you also format parenthetical and works cited citations. Use MLA. Avoid summarizing. Comparison is an analytical thinking skill. Briefly summarize each piece and then begin your analysis. Remember, keep the summary brief. Focus on analyzing or comparing. Don't focus on the summary part of this paper. Summary should be brief. Resist the urge to lump together your analyses. So in other words, talk about the documents at the same time. Don't just push them all together. And of course, at the end of our document here, we have a list of recommended sources that you can use for this assignment. Again, if you have any questions about the sources that you're choosing to use, just let one of us or both of us know and we will respond. So this assignment has been posted. This exact document has been. Make sure that you have it saved on your computer as you're working, and make sure you choose your focus and your topic as soon as possible so that you can get that part out of the way and begin working on that first draft.